What up, YouTube? It is your girl Pimp back with another video. Before we get into it though, please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe and share this video. Thumbs it up, thumbs it down. I take it all. So I have a special guest, one of my newest favorite YouTubers. We have my boy, Ballistics, on the line with us today. So I'm gonna swing it to him so he can give you a little info about himself. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good.
Appreciate you having me on. Thank you. I know our schedules
have been.
I know our schedules are kind of conflicting, and it's like, ugh.
I know, because it's long overdue. But I really appreciate you coming on. So because it's so hard to get other YouTubers to come on. I don't know why, but
I get it. It's hard getting other YouTubers, especially when you're first starting out. Everybody's like, oh well, I've already been there. I've done that. I don't want to. And it's like, oh, well, I personally don't care. I don't do YouTube to pay my bills or anything like that.
Facts.
I upload when I upload, and that's kind of the thing with it. Yeah. But yeah, so my channel is Bending Ballistics. Haven't uploaded probably. Well, I've done a couple of lives past month or so, but that's been about it. Mm-hmm. Been shooting competitively for over 15 years and shooting firearms for probably at least 25.
Oh my goodness. Well, you look 25, 26.
No, I'm quite a bit older than that. Well, a few years older. Yeah.
Okay. And so, now where you from? What state?
So I'm in Kentucky. I'm not far from Nashville. I'm right on the Kentucky-Tennessee border.
Okay. Because I remember I said I had people close to you. Yeah. But they're on the Tennessee side.
Yeah, well, they're Kentucky not too far from me.
Yeah. So I thought that's pretty cool because I love Kentucky. I love Tennessee. I do go down there frequently.
Man, Tennessee drivers are crazy.
Have you ever drove in Chicago?
So I'm from Milwaukee. So I've driven down 41 straight through downtown to get to Kankakee and Bourbonnais. I've got a lot of family over there.
Okay. Okay. Do you come up here that often?
I probably haven't been up there in a few years. So I shoot like 41 matches a year. So I'm always on the road. And I know this is going to sound really bad when I say this, but the last thing I want to do is get on the road when I'm not shooting a match.
Yeah.
Like I don't enjoy it. I don't like traveling like that. I mean, yeah, I should go see my family, but I don't. Because there's Zoom, there's Skype, there's everything now.
Yeah. So
I mean,
you love from a distance.
Yeah. The way technology is now, I mean, like, I know that makes me sound really horrible when I say that, but I don't mean it that way. But there's reasons why I don't live close to my family.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so it is what it is there.
I understand. I definitely understand. So what was the first gun you ever shot, if you can remember?
Probably a 16 gauge pump action shotgun, if I remember right.
Oh wow.
It was old. It is, I think, my great grandfather's shotgun. It was like an old coach gun. It was break action, broke it down in the middle. And kind of one of the rules in our family was if you can pick it up, you can hold it, you can shoot it. So I was knee high to a grasshopper, picked it up, could hold it up, and shot it. Knocked me on my rear, but still got to shoot it. And as I got older, I learned more and more about it. I've been around firearms basically my entire life, so the knowledge is there of it.
Okay. And then what is your EDC?
So I'm kind of torn right now in between what I'm carrying, and it's based on the weather around here. So when it's wintertime, I'm packing a 40. Summertime, depending on what I'm doing, it's normally mechanic, TP9 SFX and 9mm, obviously. I pack that, and then if I'm going to the lake, I carry a 22 Magnum, Kel-Tec PMR 30. Absolutely love it. Everybody talks a lot of smack about the Kel-Tec PMR 30.
Yeah, they do.
I mean, it's been reliable for me. First weekend I had it, we put, I want to say 750 to 1,000 rounds through it, trying to get malfunctions. Because that's one of my big things with all my firearms. Like, my break-in cycles, if they can survive my break-in cycle, they can survive my abuse that I put on them as I have them.
I agree. I totally agree with that. Okay. So the one thing I do like about your videos when you do post is I like the fact that you talk about the fundamentals.
Oh yeah.
You know, excuse me. Which I think is very important. You know, I feel like if you're gonna have this weapon, you need to be educated on it. You know, I feel like some people just buy it either because everybody else is doing it, or well for whatever reason that you buy it. I think it's important that you should learn your firearm. I'm the type that I actually read the booklet, because I feel like the booklet gives you information about your gun to avoid those malfunctions. I feel like a lot of guns, besides just them getting to be clean or something, I feel like a lot of guns malfunction because it's not used how it's supposed to be used. So that's one thing I love about your content. And why was that important for you when you started your YouTube?
So I shoot on the pro circuit. I run in long range, CQB 3-gun style stuff, and IPSC pistol matches. And so I'm running with the guys that are the best of the best at what they do. And if you don't have proper fundamentals, your skill set is hindered based on the lack of fundamentals. Because all shooting fast and shooting accuracy is a baseline of fundamentals that we use at the same time. So our trigger squeeze, if we're anticipating recoil, our position behind our rifle, our function of the rifle, and can we make said rifle an extension of our body? And this goes so on and so forth to pistols. I mean, you see so many people that watch Hollywood that say, oh, well, they do it like this in the movie, so this is how it has to be done. When in all reality, driving it out like this in Hollywood, where your arms are laxed, are totally different than physically driving it out and driving in to control it. And that's the biggest thing. There's so many misconceptions between what you see on a TV screen and what reality is of it. And that's why I've really preached and harped on my channel the fundamentals. Like, even with my videos where I'm shooting distances at 400, 600, 1,000, 1,200 yards, and I'm shooting off this super awkward barricade, and I'm still impacting every time I'm going out. And I can't tell you how many messages I have in my DMs on my Instagram of guys just asking, how are you doing this? And it's literally the same thing I'm telling everybody. It's positioning behind the rifle, how we squeeze the trigger, how we manipulate the firearm, and how we make the firearm an extension of our body, and still being able to use this said firearm how it's meant to be. And that's all it is. Like, all of our tactics and everything like that, it's just a baseline of fundamentals that if you don't have proper fundamentals, then you don't have the proper technique. And it takes 1,000 times of doing something the right way to understand it, and then it takes 5,000 times for us continuously doing it, especially if we were taught something bad.
Right.
Then those numbers are expedited from there. And we have to be this repetitious. The human brain is a lot like a car engine. I mean, with the a stimulant for our brain, like a function that we're doing, that we're trying to do it right, stimulates our brain, and it tells us that this is how I need to do this. This is how I need to do this. And then eventually it becomes a second nature. And so that's why I harp on
yeah. Yeah, for sure. And then another thing I thought it was cool, I seen you in a live, speak about like making your own bullets and things. I saw it.
So I do hand load, yes. I hand load for accuracy on like rifles like this. So this is one of my long range rifles that I shoot competitively with here. Yeah. And I reload for accuracy and build a load specifically tailored to the barrel on this rifle until the barrel is shot out. And then once the barrel is shot out, I start completely over from the beginning on the next barrel that I throw in there. Okay. So I tailor my round specifically based on the barrel. Nothing more, nothing less. Specifically so you have our barrels and our firearms are all based on harmonics. A lot like how like balancing our tires on our car. It's all about harmonics. Okay. And so you have a harmonic node, is what it's called. It's called a node, N-O-D-E. And it's all about the harmonics and the balance point of the rifle. So, or the barrel. So, use for an example. So, in between my hands here is the barrel. So, if we're on the high side of the node, our projectile leaves up. If we're on the low side of the node, our projectile leaves at the bottom. So we want to have our projectile coming out in the middle of that accuracy node and that provides stability. It provides dope. Do you know what dope is? Not like the crazy dope. But like,
no, what is it?
So dope is your data on previous engagement. So we use for an example, I'm shooting this rifle at 400 yards, and like today, the wind was 50 miles an hour. Okay. That's the gusts that we were having here. We're 50 mile an hour gusts. We had a crazy storm come through today. So the dope would be the data on the previous engagement. So my previous engagement was 400 yards with wind at, we'll keep the math really simple and just call it 5 miles an hour, even though the wind was howling through here today. So, and then let's say tomorrow I go out and there's no wind at all, but all my data is on the previous engagement of 5 miles an hour. So that's my data on previous engagement. So I'm going to take the data from there and I'm going to throw it in my ballistics calculator and get my new data and compare it to my data on my previous engagement, and then adjust my optic from there at that distance based on my previous data I have and the new data I have. And that's how we create our dope. Wow. So it's a lot of science.
Yeah, man, you can definitely tell you're an engineer because wow.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, so there's a lot of science behind it, but it sounds very complicated the way I'm explaining it. But the complication side of it is really not that complicated. In physical side, on paper it looks confusing as hell, but on the physical side, because now you type in on your phone, like use for an example, you downloaded, I don't know, Applied Ballistics on your phone. That's the one that I generally use. Is called Applied Ballistics. Applied Ballistics. So I downloaded that on my phone, and I put all my load data in there, which is my speed, my caliber, projectile size, bullet weight, so on and so forth, length of the barrel that I have. It automatically connects to my weather app on my phone, so it pulls out the barometric pressures, it pulls out the wind, temperature, if there's humidity, so on and so forth. And then I start telling it the distances I know. So I know the distances for the Creedmoor really well. So let's just use for an example, on a normal day at 800 yards, 6.5 Creedmoor is 6.1 mils. I run everything in mils, so I don't run anything in MOA. So it's 6.1 mils, which would be, I want to say 24.2 MOA. Don't hold me to that because I'm not 100% sure.
Okay.
I don't run MOA, I run mils. So 6.2 mils, and then with the new weather data, it's really telling me, hey, it's 6.3 because the weather's different based on what it should be, but this is what it really is. But that 0.1 is not going to make that much of a difference. You'll still impact at 800 yards.
Wow, that's crazy.
But yeah, so all this is in the apps now. So the math behind it is, it's not there anymore. I mean, it's there, but you don't have.
You have to think so hard. And did you build that rifle back there?
So no, this was sent to me by Daniel Defense. That's one of my competition rifles.
Oh, that's the rifle. Okay, yep. I seen you in the rain in it. And everything.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah. This rifle has been beaten and abused and still runs, and
as long as it still runs and do its job.
Yeah, I mean, it still works like it's supposed to and everything else. So
yeah. Well,
that's all that matters.
That's crazy. Well, I really appreciate this interview. What other content can we expect down the line from you?
I don't know. I've got a couple world record shots coming up, so that's taken priority for me.
Okay.
And that's a lot of that, and as many matches as I shoot a year. Normally when you see me uploading, it's because I don't have matches.
Okay.
When I'm kind of MIA, it's because I'm at a match. I'm busy. I'm just like everybody else. I have kids. I have everything like that. So just like everybody else, I'm just a normal person. I just got in this sheer dumb luck spot with a little bit of skill and a lot of luck that put me in the position I'm in.
I know that's right. Have you ever thought about recording some of your matches?
So, you know how gun people are.
Yes.
Let's face reality. We all know how gun people are. Not every gun person wants to be on YouTube, Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, Twitter, MySpace, whatever have you. That shows my age. I know what MySpace is.
I definitely know what MySpace is. I definitely had a page.
Yeah, I think we all did in high school, middle school.
Yep, for sure. So, I mean, well, I appreciate the content, especially the educational part of it, because I do think that's important. So,
I mean, the easiest way to get hurt with a firearm is the lack of knowledge. I mean, in all reality, I'm a big proponent of everybody should get training, like whatever type of training it be, whether it be home defensive type training, concealed carry type training. Well, not really concealed carry. Like concealed carry is great, but I don't classify that as training. Does that make sense?
Yep.
That's just a certification that somebody said you were good enough of a shot that they passed you through. Like some type of training, whether it be defensive training, offensive training, or that's something that I'm a big proponent of. And I always have been. I mean, I started shooting on the competitive level when I was in high school. And I had a shotgun coach that taught me a little bit of everything about the 12 gauge that I was running at the time. And then when I went off to college, I still shot trap. I had the same shotgun coach that worked with me all the way from high school through college. And when I transitioned into pistols, I still shot shotgun, but I was running pistol matches. And my shotgun coach is who kind of got me into the pistol matches. So we shot against each other. Yeah, there's the competitive aspect of it, but there's also the aspect of it that, hey, I'm learning a new discipline. And then from there, I got into like gas rifle matches where it's like 5.56 or 2.23, stuff like that, in like a CQB type setting. And then I meshed it all together, and I was like, well, I'm gonna do all three at the same time, because why not?
Why not?
And that's how I transitioned into the national 3-gun level. But still, I still had a shotgun coach. Even now at the level I shoot at, I still have a rifle coach. I have somebody when I'm messing up at the range, when he's with me, that knocks me on the back of my head and asks me, what am I doing? Because I need that drive. I need somebody to say, hey, quit doing that. You're goofing that up. Even the level that I shoot at, it happens. We're human.
Yep.
So,
okay. Well, how can everybody reach you on the platforms?
So my Instagram is bending_ballistics, and then my YouTube is just bending ballistics also. But my Instagram is probably the easiest way to get a hold of me.
Yeah.
So
okay.
I'm gonna be realistic with you. That is the easiest way to get a hold of me.
For sure. Yeah, because you do respond quickly. So I agree. I totally agree. Well, once again, I really, 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 really appreciate you coming on. I am intrigued. I want to learn some more. So we probably gonna have to have a part 2. Going a little in depth in some things. So I really enjoyed it. Whatever content that you're gonna put out, I'm excited for, and definitely keep doing your thing. So
well, I think I'm gonna do a live series segment on the intro to reloading.
Okay.
I've had a lot of people talk to me about getting into reloading and asking me, like, and maybe it's one of those weird things that I take advantage of this knowledge of just how to set up a die. I'm so used to it now where it's just like, and I'm done. I do it all by feel now. And maybe not for everybody is it going to be that easy. And so I've got to work on slowing it down to where it makes sense versus just, does that make sense?
Yep. Just doing some shit that you're just doing. Yeah. That makes sense.
Because, I mean, somebody watches me set up a die on a live or set up a press on a live, and it's literally 5 minutes, and I'm up and running and throwing ammo. And it's like, well, I have no idea what you just did there.
Right.
So, yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm excited for it. So I will definitely be tuning in. Most definitely. So.
We're going to have to get you on the channel when I'm doing that. That way, if you've got any questions, just ask away. And,
yes, I will. I like to ask a lot of questions.
That's the best thing about this community is, yeah, there might be that dumb question, but somebody's got an answer for it.
And I will.
Somebody has done that, whatever you think is just like the most innate question, like one that I've heard a lot circling around is, can you shoot 10 millimeter out of a 40 cal? I mean, it's the same size projectile, a little bit longer case on the two, between the two. So can you? I don't know. I'm not gonna be the guy to find out.
Me, me neither. Me neither. Well, YouTube, this has been great. Another awesome video. Shout out to Ben and Ballistics for coming on. Really appreciate you. Make sure y'all go subscribe to his channel. Definitely informative. You know, like me, I like to learn something new every day. You definitely would learn something from his channel. So, but make sure you also like, subscribe, thumbs it up, thumbs it down, leave a comment below, and check me out on the next video. Until then, people, we will holler at you later. Peace.